Yo, what's good? My name is Eternal, and this is my YouTube page, Eternal Spins, where you'll see that I mix some tracks and talk about different various, topics, content, and give my ideas, opinions, and reactions on everything. And you know what? I'm gonna show a little bit of my DJ world as well on here. So, stay tuned and get ready for all of that. So, getting into new music, I listened to The Weeknd's new album, Dawn FM. And, okay, first of all, I know this isn't really like a common thing. I know this might be like a hot take, but I am not really a huge fan of The Weeknd. Usually, even from what the beginning when he came up with the trilogy, what was it called, House of Balloons or anything like that. I don't know. I think it's kind of like the production for me, or I don't really know what it is. Cause on some other songs he's lit. Like I listen to that song all day every day. But I don't know, some of his main stuff, and even like his kind of like more poppier and lighter and happier music, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I could do without it. And I mean, I know that's not what everybody's opinion is, but that's my opinion. And yeah, so he came out with Dawn FM, and of course, he's been kind of like on this like 80s vibe for a little while now. But I am comparing the two because Tory came out with his 80s album a couple months ago. Oh dang, what is it called? I'll put the name down. But oh my, that new Tory album, I say, blows the water out of this out of Dawn FM. 80s versus 80s. I'm sorry. And you know what? And I did like a couple songs off of Dawn FM. I think one of them was like called Sacrifice, and I can't even remember the other one. But other than that, that new Tory album, go listen to it, because it'll definitely put you in the feel of like, oh, I'm in Miami. Is like a Vice scene right here, Vice City. And so shout out to Tory. I know everybody has their thoughts about him and how he may or may not have shot Megan Thee Stallion. I'm pretty sure like they just said something about him in the court, saying that he didn't do it, or he was like innocent. I don't know. I don't really follow a lot of gossip too much, but other than that, that album was great. So don't miss out on that. And he's been dropping projects, so he has been consistently dropping music. And maybe y'all haven't heard him, but there's definitely some good ass projects that he's been releasing. So don't miss out on Tory's latest projects. And I mean, you can check out Dawn FM, but it's not really like my steez. So artists that I want to hear from this year, or like albums from this year, I'm gonna go ahead and list them off. Not in any particular order, but just come to mind. Okay, Freddie Gibbs, most definitely, because Alfredo, yeah, with Alchemist, sheesh. I'm still listening to that album, man. I'm telling you, that was the best album of the year when it came out, and I think it came out in either. It had to have been 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yeah. And Emotional Oranges, I need to hear an album from y'all this year. I gotta hear it. Y'all were my favorite new artists in 2019. So I need to hear some fire from y'all. Okay. After that, of course, we got AVA. Artist versus A Boogie, or vice versa, from A Boogie with the Hoodie, and that was just the EP, but that is the precursor to his album AVA that's supposed to be coming out this year. I think the EP he dropped was before AVA or something like that, before Ava. So that's my next one, and then we have of course Kendrick Lamar. What's going on? I heard he was spotted in the gym. I don't know. I don't care. Where's the music at? Where we going, bro? And then after that, I always want to hear from my favorite artist, but it's like he's like a ghost. He's a phantom. But Sahai the Prince, where you at, bro? Come drop some music. Come drop some Drake greatness on these motherfuckers. Then I heard Drake might be coming out with another album this year to kind of like, I guess, offset the last album. what was it? Was it Certified Lover Boy? Something like that. Whatever. And then I want to hear from Uzi, and then I want to hear from St. John as well. So those are all the albums I really are looking forward to hearing this year. I can't really think of anyone else right now, but I'm always excited when great artists come out with music. So do not forget about us, like Rihanna. And I can't even hate. She out here doing her thing or whatever. She out here making billions, man. She out here putting makeup on, not just girl faces, but man faces. And hey, she's getting it. Can't even hate. I love her. So that's what I'm looking forward to this year. Rihanna, if you want to put out some music, I will take it. I swear this video is gonna get me like, people are not gonna fuck with me after this. But anyway. So I've been listening to this podcast called the Fresh and Fit Podcast, and it is, I think, a very valuable resource for a lot of young men out here, especially not only for the men, but for women, because women want a certain type of man, and in this fatherless society that we've been having and living in, women cannot find the proper man or the right man that they actually need and low-key want, because there are certain things that a man should learn from his father, and we're living in this fatherless society. He's not learning, and he's mainly just like picking up traits and maybe learning things from his mother, who's a woman that doesn't necessarily translate into the dating world. So I think that podcast is great, because it's more than just dating. It's just self-improvement for men and for women too, but mainly for men. Their main focus is men. But recently they had this thing where somebody had asked them like what they preferred, what their preferences were in the women, what they didn't want, and they gave what they liked and what they didn't like, and of course what they said just started this whole uproar. Okay, so both of them said that they don't do black women, which is like, okay, that's cool. But then they started like going a little bit more wild, saying like, oh, we're gonna do Shaniquas, Night Riders, all that kind of stuff. Whatever, bro. If you don't watch the show, then okay, that might sound kind of crazy, but watching the show, like, okay, they talk about everybody. Like, it's not just like black women, it's Asian people, and they talk about guys a lot. So that show is not as like evil as like people are making it out to be. And I really want to say something, because this other podcast that I listened to, the Joe Budden podcast, said something, and I just completely disagree with what they were saying, what their opinions were, because yes, I love black women. I definitely want to protect black women, right? If we make jokes, those are jokes, because there are actual like real things going on out there. And as far as everybody knows, like, everybody or the people that they know are not doing anything to hopefully like harm black women. So I would say that podcast is not harming black women. They're just giving their preferences on and you know what, they probably should have said like, we don't want like ghetto, like ratchet females, because there are definitely black women who do not fit that stereotype that they were explaining and listing out. And there are definitely other races that do fit that stereotype as well. But to each his own, bygones be bygones, whatever. Where was I going with that? So even though they said that about black women, I try to look at things in totality, because when I hear that somebody says something somewhat off the wall on a certain platform, I don't really react a whole lot to it, because especially if I don't listen to the whole entire thing. Okay, I gotta listen to like the whole entire thing, and I even might have to listen to some other episodes to really like understand like how the person who said what they said or do what they do, how they really think and react. Because if that what they said is not being said throughout every episode, if they're not having episode after episode after episode being brought up, then we might have to like really look at what's going on. But in totality, that whole series, that whole podcast, Fresh and Fit, out of their hours and hours and hours and hours of content, I'm saying like hundreds of hours. I know hundreds of hours. You found like literally 5 minutes worth of content saying what their preferences were or what they weren't. Get over it. Their show, their podcast is a way bigger benefit than it is a detriment. So I love the Joe Budden podcast, but I think y'all need to like really, really watch that show, because they like literally in the same podcast they were talking about them. Y'all were bringing up stuff that they say in their podcast all the time too. Especially, well, the number one thing is that how men should start seeing themselves as the prize. Okay, they bring that up all the time, Especially if you like work at yourself, self-improve, you should view yourself as the prize. Okay, women think that all the time, and it's fine, but it's time for men to think that as well. Okay, because we need to, level ourselves up, because women want us to be leveled up. All right, so we're gonna put that to rest. I love both podcasts, but don't put my two favorite podcasts against each other. And to the people who want to self-improve, to the people who have goals, who are trying to like reach a certain level, I know there are things that you want and things that you want to buy and things that you feel like you should accumulate as you are reaching those goals and getting to those levels. So instead of just like waiting, you should go check that stuff out. Like if there's a certain like DJ set that you want, go look at it, go put your hands on it, go find somebody who has it, see if somebody can help you like practice on it or whatever. And then you'll get that not only like physical, but that mental and that emotional manifestation of, oh, I can have this, I can get this. Now I just need to like put this proper steps in place, because it's so close. It's so close. So, hey, if you're trying to be a multimillionaire and you want to live in this like huge house, man, go and what do they call an open house for a mansion, or schedule a house viewing for a mansion or something like that. Because if you can not only see it on the internet, but like see it in real life, like put your hands on it, it's that much closer. So like for me, like I've always wanted a Tesla, right? And I'm paying off student loans, so I'm in a predicament. But it's I'm working at it every day, literally every week, putting money into it. But my dream is to one day own a Tesla. That's one of my goals. And I went to Tucson so I can go do a wedding. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rent out a Tesla, because I need to feel it. I need to be in it. And let me tell you, worth it. That shit was nice. I loved it. And now I'm trying to like grind and go even harder just so I can get this Tesla. I can get my first Tesla. Yeah. And you know what? Look, and I didn't have to pay for it at all. I didn't have to pay for it at all. Literally, the business paid for it, and then I can like write off the rental, because I went on a business trip, and I did some work. So do what you need to do to get to where you want to go. Okay? Don't be part of the 95% that are sticking in this same old routine. Be part of the top 5. Okay? And this guy, Andrew Tate, get out of your slave mind. Okay? Think harder, think past your slave mind. All right?